Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Agents of Reflection Scar, Episode 7, Count the Teeth. This is one of our Digimon tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom Scar system, or stories and creatures in alternate realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as on itch.io. Go take a look at it and let us know what you think. For now, though, we will begin with introductions, starting with Maddie.
Greetings. I'm Maddie. I'm the storyteller for this campaign. I do this and similar things over on twitch.tv/MattyRasu, spelled just as you see it on screen. Go check me out, and thank you, Zim, for having me on.
I am Razim, and I am playing as Cashel, the shadow metal type Kudamon. And apparently leader of the team, because nobody else has any social skills.
Damn.
Dang. Hey everyone, I'm Merl and I'm playing David, the basic type Galmon.
Hello, I'm Ren playing Hyro, the Light and Shadow Renamon. On to you, Sammy.
Hi, my name is Gabby, or Get Gab, and I'll be playing Sammy, the Windfire type Beamon. And what are you talking about? I have social skills, I can talk to people. I can do great things, right? On to you, Wyatt.
Hello, my name is Azure, and I will be playing Wyatt, the electric metal Pulsemon. And things should prove interesting this session, after last time.
Alright, and for the recap, go for it, David.
Okay, hold on.
It is pinned.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna wing it. So last session, we get to the con. We've met with Aiddo, and we now have to convince him to go back to the digital world. He doesn't want to because he was being chased by other Digimon. It seems to be the way the digital world works. The weak are hunted by the strong. After some cajoling, we are able to convince Aiddo to go back through the rift that they came through, but now we gotta find it. All Aiddo seemed to remember is he could smell food, and he had to go down a whole bunch of stairs to get to where he is now. So we search the upper levels of the hotel and find the area where the rift is. Inside the hallway leading up to it, we find some staffers for the con and an individual who seems to be someone waiting on the banquet hall to open up. Turns out this is a Digimon who came with Aiddo into this world and is actually one of the Digimon that is hunting Aiddo. We get into a verbal confrontation with them, but things end without going into fisticuffs. We send Aiddo back through the gateway, and David almost ends the world by forgetting how to turn on the siege ender, and but is able to figure it out well enough to actually turn it on and turn it back off without a generous bestowal.
Aiddo things tipped $10. A black Galgaman leaves a tip for the party.
Thank you so
Aiddo.
much for that tip, Aiddo. That is the first tier of the tip goal completed. I'm really excited for this tip goal to be completed. So, come on. Let's do it.
So next up on the agenda is, now that the rift is closed, is dealing with our Digimon friend. The first suggestion is to just go straight back to Mirrorpole and nix the plan of actually enjoying the con for a day. But our contact is like, nah, I got this, and she shows us her Digimon form and that she can go beyond to not just champion level, but ultimate level. So clearly, he is not a threat to her. And they go back to our hotel room, and essentially, he is now our prisoner until to interrogate back at Mirrorpool once we leave. The plan to mask Aiddo's appearance at the con goes off with Hyro in the quote unquote Aiddo fursuit. That goes off without a hitch, and then we go off to enjoy the con, with most of the group going to the artist alley, while David mulls around in the common area.
A generous bestowal.
Another generous bestowal. Oh,
Ren
with the sense.
L59 tipped $10.39. Must add cents.
That's cheating.
Thank you for the tip, Ren.
The group
Ren, you
proceed
cheated. Sorry, go ahead.
The group proceeded to buy various arts. Like Sammy buys a whole bunch of bird art, and let's see if I remember correctly. Wyatt got a plush. And that is where we leave off, with Wyatt being his wrist, his smartwatch starts going off as personal goals seem to be being completed one after another. Anyone wish to add anything?
A kind gesture.
A kind gesture, perhaps?
Gabby
Oh, wow, Gabby.
being worse than Ren.
All right, Merl. I think you've got the gist of it, but just let me make sure you've got every detail. Now, first,
Oh
you
my
want to put the
God.
siege ender on the ground.
Well, clearly it
No,
was
that was a wonderful
required.
recap.
Yeah.
I said you could tell me the steps 1,000 times until I actually do it. It ain't gonna stick.
Do you press the red button or the green button first? How about that one?
You push the red button first.
No.
All right.
Clearly, red means go and green means stop.
So as con
Oh, wait.
staff or shepherding, okay.
No,
Go.
you're good. Sorry.
No worries, Mill. Right, Mill. No worries, Mill. So while con staff are shepherding everyone out of the artist alley, or dealer's den, which one we're on? Artist alley, I think. Someone, or sorry, not someone, we know who, has been inundated with notifications from their smartwatch. This person, having looked at their smartwatch, knows that it's many weekly notifications from a connected device. How do you respond?
I think White, like, while still like walking through the crowd and stuff, just kind of stares at it, and then I guess pulls out his phone, not really thinking clearly about it, and tries to message the owner of the connected device.
All right. What message do you send?
Probably just like, are you there? If you're getting this message back.
There's a pretty lengthy pause that continues on a little longer, and a little longer still. Soon it's evident that there will be no reply.
Wyatt just kind of deflates a little, but I don't know. I think he just finds somewhere to like sit and stare at the watch and think about what to do.
Cashel will be following.
He just finds like somewhere quieter or more secluded to like sit and think and try to calm down.
All right. So what level of privacy are you reaching for here? Just somewhere that's out of the main foot traffic, or are you actively going to one of the what are they called? The quiet rooms.
It's probably out of foot traffic areas. Maybe even like an upper floor or something where he's not going to get bugged or whatever, or even the stairwell.
Okay. I don't know about Sacramento, but several of the cons I've been to have had places up under the stairwell that don't see so much foot traffic with seating where you can kind of be out of the way. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Cashel, that is where you would follow the wandering Wyatt to. How does the rest of the party react, if anything, at all to the way Wyatt is behaving?
I'm not sure how many of them actually would have seen it.
That's my question, like, are we able to see him doing that, or...
I know for sure that Wyatt and Cashel were close together, but I think everybody else kind of split up. But
Apologies. For some reason, I thought we were all leaving at the same time. I like that idea, Zalette. Let's roll initiative to see who left at about the same time Wyatt did, in addition to Cashel.
Who's rolling?
Everyone, for the moment.
Is it a check or a...
Yes,
like
initiative check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, considering... I guess Wyatt and I can just roll once between us because we're leaving at the same time, and I guess if anybody matches us, they leave at the same time we do.
That works.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
I'll just go ahead and handle the roll.
Jim and underscore
Okay,
tipped $8. Count the teeth, Razim evil.
Thank you for the tip, Geemond. That is the third tier of the tip goal completed. Just one more. I really want
Wait.
this.
What happened to the scent?
Got rid of it.
Human tipped $7.99.
With With a roll of 1, you are pretty much only leaving the artist alley because Constaff is actively telling you to leave. You are Constaff's least favorite guest at the moment.
Oh dear.
And it looks like Sammy's right there beside you.
The first time I'm having roll 2 once in a row.
Right.
Hyro. I mean, even if they did go ahead of, even if Hyro does beat us,
All right.
never mind.
Looks like damn near the whole party stayed up until closing time.
No, at this point, might as well just put everyone in there. What are the chances?
You know what? Me too, though. I can't pry myself away from a good artist alley.
You remember, Sammy was too busy also getting art of like everyone.
Sammy had a
David, on the other hand, is not leaving until they are physically nudging him towards the door.
no, but I thought David didn't go to Artist Alley.
No, I went to.
Oh,
I
shit,
was in
where
the
did-
common area,
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry, Merl.
so I just mill around forever.
Well, if you're just in the common area, then you're where the group is heading.
Ah,
So yeah, that works out perfect.
David was trying to flirt with someone and they just told him you don't have a man bun. Goodbye.
This man bun joke has to die at some point, right?
no, to live
Have
forever.
you seen our community?
Yeah, no, that was complete copium.
So, Sammy, Hyro, David, you could also see Wyatt behaving a little strangely, not moving with the same sense of purpose. How, if at all, do you guys respond?
Does Hyro see Cashel going towards David? I mean, Wyatt.
Certainly.
Then he won't do anything since he feels like Cashel would handle it.
Yes,
Is Cashel also a... Sorry, go ahead.
Because Cashel has had great track record so far with handling people.
I was about to ask, is Cashel also a fucking massive redhead?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Then yeah, no chance you're missing him following Wyatt.
Yep.
David will follow Wyatt and Cashel to make sure that Cashel doesn't make things worse.
Sammy's gonna follow along because, oh, look, friends are there. What are they up to?
All right. And then when Wyatt finally comes to a pause up under the stairwell, just... If I've got this right. If I don't have this right, correct me. Just kind of staring at the wristwatch. How then would you all respond to that?
What time is it?
It's about 9 o'clock in the afternoon.
9 o'clock in the afternoon.
At night.
Yep. Well,
It's
night,
in-
yes. Sorry.
Yeah, as soon as they get kind of close, Sammy's just gonna tilt his head and be like, "It's 9 o'clock. Why are you still staring at it?
Hmm?
Is it broken?"
No, it's not broken.
Did it run out of battery?
No, it's fine.
Who's on the other side?
What do you mean?
I heard what you were asking when we were sending Aiddo through.
Ah. Right. That. Wyatt, like, looks around to make sure no one else is around. Like,
And
make sure...
there's no place within the con that you could truly avoid people, but you're confident no one's paying mind to you right now.
So, how much did you hear, Cashel?
Everything? You were standing right next to me.
So you... Okay. I need you to promise me something first. That none of this goes to Raban or anything like that. Can all of you promise me that?
Agreed.
Mum's the word.
Okay. So, you heard me ask Aiddo to look for someone named Edgar, right?
Yes.
Edgar is my younger brother. And about 8 months ago, he ended up being pulled through a rift.
Is
And
that what
you haven't-
led you to join Mirapool?
Yes.
You haven't heard anything from him since?
Not until just now as we were leaving the artist alley. So at some point, my brother got me this fitness watch. He got one for himself too, and they connect, so you can compare, like, if you met your goals, step goals, or whatever. And I just got 8 months of notification backlog all at once.
It must have been because of the rift.
The timing is odd because it came in after the rift closed.
Maybe Aiddo just works really quickly.
I don't know if I dare hope for that.
Signal lag. It's probably why it didn't come through till after the rift closed.
I don't know.
It's hope.
Yeah. But, so, back, when you and, he points to Cashel, you and Sammy went to talk to Valen, I had a talk with our friend in the infirmary, Ishmael. I learned that from him that the other world is very dangerous and potentially inhospitable to human life. And given what Aiddo said about how Digimon are, I am concerned.
Can I see those logs?
Wyatt will, I guess, undo his watch and hand it to Cashel, but his eyes don't leave the watch because obviously it's important to him.
What is the most recent log and like how many steps and such does it report? Or what does it report? Maddie?
I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought that was directed at Wyatt. Could you repeat the question?
A kind gesture.
Thank you for the tip, Mala. I was asking when the last report was from, and like how many steps or what other information did it show?
Okay. The last message is something of a mutual congratulation, indicating that Edgar, or whoever now currently holds the watch, has completed an astonishing 20,000 steps today. In addition to that, it was in fact from today, and shows a compare and contrast graph of how the walking that whoever holds that watch has done today measures up to what Wyatt is doing. Judging by this graph, they're doing quite a lot of moving around. That said, would you like to investigate any closer?
Yeah, he'll investigate more.
All right. Scrolling a bit further, looking at previous messages, they all kind of fit the same theme. However, the number of steps is trending upward as you go further and further back in time. On the first day, it was more like 35,000 steps, and then it's been slowly declining over the course of the 8 months.
Are you showing Wyatt this too?
Yeah, he's gonna be holding it out and pointing these things out.
Wyatt's face, like, he clenches his jaw and, like, almost goes pale a little. What do we do?
Right now, we need more information. You've already set a guardian to go watch after him. I'm certain Aiddo will go do so. But this seems... there is a good chance he is still alive over there. And
I mean,
we
that's
will
still a lot of steps every day.
probably needs to keep on the move.
Yeah.
Do you think we could try find a way to send a message?
I already tried his phone, but I guess after 8 months, with no activity, they would cancel his service.
I mean, if the watch managed to send updates, that must mean there's some sort of existing connection, right?
So he's somewhere with an internet connection.
A generous bestowal.
Mr. Dragon 114 tipped $11.66.
Thank you so much for that tip, Mr. Dragon.
So close.
Oh, close.
I can't wait.
Do you think that means then that if we were able to send a device more capable of exchanging messages, then you might be able to actually exchange messages?
Well, if we knew where he is, we could just get him, right?
I have a few ideas for devices to try and communicate as well as interact with the other side. It is going to take me some time to develop them, though.
Mhm. Well, maybe then that's something we could consider. In the future, if we have to face another Digimon like this, and they're nice, you should prepare like a little thing to send them, and then you can ask that other Digimon, like, hey, can you give this to your brother?
I guess it's worth a shot if it comes off.
And he's gonna walk on over and then like sit down next to Wyatt, and he's just gonna give him a little hug.
To be quite frank, what have you got to lose?
Well, first and most concerningly, my current job.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say your brother.
Well, I don't have anything to know about that, the status of that. So, focusing on what I can control.
Positive attitude.
Hmm.
A bit of trepidation is to be expected.
I guess it's time for Cashel to start going more into etiquette and figuring out how to be a lawyer.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
So he could get all the policies and find if what is and is not against policy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for Ribbon to be like, that's a nice argument, Cashel. But have you considered the fact that vexates?
Oh. I'd say to everyone who's there can see that Wyatt usually isn't this like outright scared looking. Usually he tries to keep more of a poker face, stone face than this, but that is gone right now, and he is kind of silently freaking out.
David will put a hand on Wyatt's shoulder. Hey, if he's still alive, then he's managed to survive 8 months. He can keep going. We'll get him out of there.
That's the whole point of this.
I mean, there is something to be said that even if that place is a little unhospitable, like, people survive at the top of mountains. You know, like, oh, look, the air is barely breathable. There's barely anything to hunt. Construction materials are really hard to find, and people still make cities in those places. And considering he's been walking a lot, I'd say if anything, it just points to the fact that maybe he's found like a safer area, so he's moving around a bit less.
Or he's hurt. Or sick. Or something.
Cashel is
And can't
going.
move as much.
Cashel is putting an arm on, or a hand on his shoulder. Thinking like that is not what got you to this point.
Yeah. Just this has me,
You
well,
got
it's-
a ray of hope. Don't let pessimism diminish that.
Yeah.
And also, definitely do not attempt to go through a rift. Let us try and make sure that things are safe. And that we have a means of bringing you back.
I know. I haven't gone through one thus far.
To be fair, we've only seen the one so far. At least since we've been
Well-
part of the organization.
That is true. Oh.
That kind of makes me wonder as well. You know how Valen, I believe, said that he has a connection to the digital world?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he could help with this. I don't know if we should tell him at all. But I don't know if he could also be of some help.
Well, the hard part would be getting past Raban and making sure she doesn't find out, because I think this qualifies as a conflict of interest.
And right now, that's going to be difficult because of the threat to Valen's life recently has Raban on high alert.
Hmm.
You won't tell anyone else. Well, maybe Hyro, I guess, but like, I don't even know if I could trust Estrella with this, or Inuk.
Honestly, I'm surprised he told us.
We did not necessarily give him any choice.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna torture him for the information.
Hope not.
Out of character, I'm picturing Cashel with a feather, gently rubbing it against Wyatt's arm, tickle torturing him into telling him what was happening.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah. So, what do we do now?
For now, seeing as how the day is basically over, we are going to be staying the next night. I would say we enjoy the next day, go back to the headquarters, and finish things up with this. Give me time to investigate this.
Can I have the watch back?
He already gave it back.
Okay. Wyatt puts it back on his wrist.
Like, come on,
I may want to have access to that watch. Considering it has had contact with the other side, it may have some insight on how I can attempt to make a device for better communication. So keep it safe.
I don't know if this one has, but I guess Ed's, which has...
It received a communication from
Yeah.
the other side.
I mean, there's also the chance that it's... I don't know. He's here. He's somehow got through a rift. That would make... That would release that backlog of updates too, right? I don't know. I'm just...
In that case, I think we'll want to get back sooner rather than later in order to see if there are any new rifts that have been reported or detected.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's this little positive to it, if you think about it. If things came through to yours, maybe they also went through to his. Which, I mean, like, in a kind of weird way, I could kind of see that being good for him. Because, you know, he's been 8 months in there. And he definitely knows you're around and alive. So I'm sure he'd probably... You know, maybe it'll serve some comfort to him.
Maybe. Thanks, by the way. For listening and trying to help.
I pat the Wyatt.
Absolutely.
Like gives Sammy, who probably has to reach up, a sideways look. Or
He's
sidelong look.
Eeh. Pat. Definitely not like giving the man bun a little bounce.
keep messing with it, and I'll get a haircut.
Okay. Okay. At least, yeah. I think like Cashel said, it's probably a good idea to get a good night's sleep. Today has been busy, and maybe with some sleep, you'll work through your thoughts better.
Maybe.
Plus, it's a perfect place to be in to head upstairs, says Samuel, looking at the stairs.
As you have a glance towards the stairway door, you can see 3 con staff, arms linked, standing in front of it, clearly trying to stop people from getting through.
Oh, no.
Through to where?
Stairwell.
Oh.
What's going on?
Sorry, my headphones restarted. Through to where? Sorry.
Oh, David's
Through-
asking the staff, the con staffers, what's going on with the stairwell.
The one in the middle of the chain link formation says, "Someone's pulled a bit of a nasty prank on the stairwell. They've spilled a lot, and I mean a lot of, let's say, personal lubricant on the stairs.
Oh,
It's dangerous for anyone to try to go up at this time."
Well, okay. I guess we're taking the elevator, guys.
Wyatt blinks because he doesn't know anything about that side of this kind of thing, and he just has this moment of like, why would they have that, and in such a large amount, just like muttering that silently to himself.
Well, actually, I was thinking of camping out tonight under the stars, so, I might go and do that. I'll meet you guys tomorrow morning. How about that?
No.
Cashel is grabbing Sammy by the ear.
Hey, no, stop. No, let me go.
Starts walking to the elevator.
I will join for the rest of the group.
There.
Oh, for the elevator ride?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you do need to be helping us with watch duty for the captives, so you're coming with.
Okay, but I left the thing doing the commission thing.
David
where I had to go
pushes
Walking
stay.
the
along.
call button.
Like, Wyatt puts a hand, like, trying to be comforting on Sammy's shoulder.
Okay. Look. Truth is, I'm gonna die if I get in the elevator again. Okay, I,
Sammy,
I don't have to.
don't be a baby. You're not gonna die.
There's a demon haunting the elevators, and it's trying to kill me.
It's an elevator.
Sammy,
Okay, and demons haunt like stupid dolls. What difference is it from an elevator? The elevator's creepier.
Sammy,
What?
if anything happens, we'll protect you.
Yeah,
No, you
we'll be
won't.
there too.
You already didn't.
What are you talking about?
The last times he does the things that you don't notice.
Well,
Sammy, look, we're gonna be all with you with the elevator. Okay?
We could all
All
watch
of
you the
us.
whole time.
Okay, fine, but you're gonna go all around me and you're gonna shield me. If he's gonna kill me, he's gonna have to go through you.
You know what? Sure, I am fine with that.
I'm okay with that too.
If it'll get you on the elevator, sure.
Mm.
we just Secret Service Sammy. Completely body block Sammy between us.
Yes.
All looking at Sammy.
The more I assume the elevator's like coming down the floors, and the more it comes down, the more like clearly agitated he gets. He starts like breathing in more like.
It'll be okay, Sammy.
Sammy, for real, it's just a box in a shaft that goes
Whoa.
up and down.
No, weird things have been happening to Sammy in elevators. So,
I have yet
Yeah.
to see this. And
Well,
I have
Hyra and
ridden
I
in
experienced
elevators
it.
with Sammy multiple times now.
Well, maybe you're just blind to demons.
Hyra and I experienced it once. So, I believe
Collective
Sammy.
hallucination?
I doubt it. Look,
Hmm.
we've been, for the past, week, less than a week even, we've been completely inundated with weird things happening. He, lowers his voice, fucking Digimon and stuff.
True.
So,
Maybe
who
it
knows
is
what
a
it could be?
Digimon then.
So, let's not dismiss it out of hand.
But it's still all the more reason that Sammy should get on that elevator so we can catch this thing and put a stop to it.
If I die, I'm taking you with me.
Oh, that's the classic. If I die doing this, I'll kill you.
No, I'm just gonna haunt you in the elevators from the afterlife.
We'll protect you.
Yeah, we'll protect you, Sammy. You can trust us.
No, you won't.
As the party steps on to the elevator, more or less dragging Sammy.
Between us all.
Oh, Cashel
Secret
still
secret.
is holding Sammy's ear.
Ah. The storyteller has a question to pose to the players.
Mm-hmm.
So, while this storyline is pretty personal to Sammy, and most of what's being communicated is going to be communicated strictly to Sammy, I don't think it would be very fun to leave you guys in the real world for what may be up to an hour while we resolve this. So, would
I'm
you
okay.
guys like to be there with the
I'm okay.
understanding that you'll exist in a limited capacity in that world?
No, I'm good with
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
Yeah, however it is best to tell the story.
I'm okay with
Okay.
him having his personal story. Everybody's gonna have one at some
Yeah.
point.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. As long as you guys are okay with that, we'll do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Sammy, you're on the elevator. The glass walls no longer as comforting as they were that first ride.
I know.
The
A little
door
early.
shuts. The door shuts behind you, forming a seemingly airtight seal. And the elevator starts to move, climbing upward and upward and upward. A small tone indicates the passing of each floor, and you watch as the number climbs 12, 13, 14. When all of a sudden, the number on the digital readout swaps to 5 and stays there for a really long time as once more the elevator stops moving. You hear that damnable hum, and the whispers begin once more.
He's immediately gonna grab Cashel's arm and start shaking it. Cashel.
You find
Don't
yourself
tell me.
unable to move, Cashel.
Is he? Do I get to free my ear from his grasp, or am I trapped there?
Unfortunately, you're stuck in his grasp if that's where you were when time stopped.
Oh no!
He's gonna begin hyperventilating a little. and is immediately gonna reach into one of the pockets on his backpack and try to pull out
All
the
right.
little multi-tool he has. He's gonna have a knife. A tiny little knife.
What's wrong, Sammy? You look a little tense.
Why? Why me? Why do you know my name?
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Merl _ 2009 tipped $5.
Merl, thank you so much for that tip. That is the tip goal completed for the Cashel containment device.
The elevator dungeon is not very dank.
And then, dissimilar to how the digital readout was working before, the number begins sliding up the screen, up and off the screen, as a 4 appears from below and slides on upward to take its place.
You know how to count, don't you, Sammy? Count along. 4.
3, he says as the elevator continues falling. 2, 1.
Come on, please.
And then all at once, darkness enshrouds the elevator. You no longer feel the pressure of Cashel's fingers around your ears, nor the cramped, stale air of the elevator. However, you are still in total darkness. What do you do?
With one very shaky hand still free, he's gonna try to reach for the little pocket flashlight that he has to see if he can shine it around.
Where is the pocket flashlight on Sammy's person?
On his pocket.
Okay. You reach down for the pocket of the clothes you were wearing and find no pocket at all, and a very unfamiliar material at your waist.
What does it feel like?
It feels smooth and a bit grainy.
It's a bit grainy. If I try to move around, what happens?
Which direction do you try to move?
Forward.
All right. You blindly waddle forward a bit before impacting something in front of you. The way it nearly doubles you over seems to indicate that it's only about waist high, whatever it is.
I try to climb atop it.
Okay. As you leverage yourself to get atop the small platform, you feel things shifting beneath your hands. It would appear wherever you are, there are buttons before you. And as you stand fully atop the platform, you're just hearing the click of the buttons beneath your feet.
I try to feel around for like what would be quote unquote the topmost row of buttons.
With your feet?
Yes.
Okay. It would seem there's only one row of buttons and 3 of them.
I'm gonna press all 3.
All right. You pressing them at random or any particular order?
Top to bottom.
Hold on, I think I messed up somewhere. In English, is row left to right or up and down?
Oh, sorry. If it's a row, then it'd be left or right. There we go.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't making fun of you. I legitimately
Column
didn't know if
is
I.
up and down.
It's like, yeah, I step.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. So yeah, with the understanding that it's a row, what order would you like to push them in?
Left to right.
All right. As you push the first button on the left, it lights up bright red, and a faint black 1 is painted on top of it.
Do the other two? I assume they go 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Oh,
Just wanted to be sure you were going to keep pressing them after the first one.
yes.
Okay. So all 3 of them light up, and from somewhere behind you, you hear a party popper. Just a faint pop, and one of those little party kazoos. I forget what they're called. But you know the sound.
He's gonna yelp out in surprise, clutching his chest, trying to look backwards to wherever the sound came from.
In the faint glow of the buttons, or sorry, aided by the faint glow of the buttons, you can now see that you're almost perfectly encased in a very glossy tube. However, you can see just outside of it to the floor around you. It's very colorful and checkered in pattern.
Okay, this is definitely not the hotel. Where am I?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm not
And
glad
just
I
then, the same face you saw in your last nightmare, or the last time you saw the thing, I should say, slams into the glass in front of you at full force. Its toothy grin pressed right up to the frame, even warping around the glass.
That elicits a very high-pitched scream from Sammy as he tries to back up into whatever wall is behind him.
And back up into the console, you certainly do. As the face slowly draws back, a white gloved hand reaching for either side of the container.
You, my friend, are to be a guest in my own server. Now, I know you've got a lot of questions, but please, it's unprofessional to ask too many before the show begins.
How do I opt out? I don't want it's terms and conditions. I don't accept.
Oh, don't worry, friend. You already signed as soon as you stepped onto that elevator.
I don't want to. They made me.
You scrolled to the bottom just to get to accept. Oh well, we're going to have lots of fun,
He says, slowly stepping towards the front of the two.
So Sammy, it's almost time. Are you ready to play?
No.
And then all at once, lights all around the room come on to reveal a studio audience of Digimon in a very, very colorful gymnasium fitting this checkered pattern that you're standing in. As the creature before you lifts up a skeletal microphone and says, "Count my teeth." And the audience roars with applause.
What? Huh? Huh? I assume.
Do you? I'm sure the characters don't know, but can you like inform us what Digimon this person is?
This Digimon is a Piamon. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's just the pronunciation
Oh.
guide I got on the wiki.
Paimon?
Yeah. Piedmon?
Paimon.
The clown.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's terrifying.
Now able to see your own clothes a little better, Sammy. You were dressed very similarly to the Digimon before you, except missing a few tassels and frills and whatnot.
I'm still in my human form, I assume, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, please allow me to introduce our guest. This is our friend Sammy from the human world. Terrified of elevators from all I can tell, and not exactly a social butterfly, but today, we're gonna cure all that. So stick around, stay tuned for the first and final episode of Count My Teeth. The crowd roars again.
It's okay. I can find you another volunteer. You know, I have a friend called Hyro. He's really cool.
As soon as the crowd settles down,
Wow.
Stage lights come on, and a flurry of cameras turn to either side, indicating that there's some kind of commercial break going on for whoever is watching. Paimon turns to you and says, "All right, look, kid, we don't have a lot of time to go over the rules. So, let's just take a moment and talk about that."
Okay.
He says, snapping his fingers.
What rules?
Well, there's only a few. You're going to go through a set of terrifying obstacle courses, trivia quizzes, and singing contests. No, not this episode. To escape my little game here. And of course, if you win, there are lots of fun prizes. But for each question, for each challenge you get wrong, for every bit you fail, he says, gesturing to look above you.
What is above if I look up?
Above you, fitting snugly into the cylinder you've been stuck inside, is the same Piedmon's face, although now as a circle, with large, rotating metal teeth. For every challenge you fail, that is going to get a little closer and closer and closer, and it's going to get real claustrophobic in there before long, so try not to mess up too much.
Are you sure you don't want another volunteer? Cashel would do incredibly in this. He does really well under pressure.
No, I'm quite sure I've got the right person. Now, our sponsors are about to be finished up, so take your place, he says before turning back towards the camera.
He is like, he has that like half terrified, half utterly confused face still staring at the Piedmon.
Welcome back to Count My Teeth. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Rencoin. When in doubt, buy a Rencoin. Rencoin is the perfect option for all of your decentralized needs, and it's got this cute little weasel on the front. God knows why, just buy it.
Minus 10
To the moon!
God freaking ah!
I told you scream more than I
Yeah, you scream so much. Aiddo, could you resend me that art, please, so I can bring it up on stream again?
do. Oh, yeah.
Or I could maybe find it in fan art.
I'm waiting for the day we just hear Ren's desk snap in half.
I mean, he keeps doing damage to it, and I don't hear anything about him, recovering it or anything. I found it. Alright, so here we go. There we go.
Haha.
Oh my Goodness gracious.
I'm pretty sure that satisfies the requirement of the Rencoin advertisement.
Why is Cashel there?
Yeah. If I had done it in the session it was redeemed for, it would have been a throwaway line, but since I missed it, I felt like I had to go over the top. So I hope that was worth it, whoever redeemed for that.
Very much.
Okay, good, good,
It
good.
was Frosty Bite.
So, with all that out of the way, Sammy, are you ready for your very, very first question?
No, no, no. I am not.
Oh, sorry, buddy, that's the wrong answer, he says, pressing a button on a remote in his hand, and the face above you juts down about a foot. It's now hanging about 5 feet over your head.
Yes, I am ready. I am extremely ready. Let's go.
Wonderful! Now, first question. Where in the real world is Mirror Pool located? Is it answer 1, Las Vegas, Nevada? Answer 2, somewhere in the foothills of Europe? Or is it answer 3, in the deserts of Arizona?
Answer 3, in the deserts of Arizona.
Ding, 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 ding. You got it, buddy. And with that, the clown face slowly pulls upward just a bit, giving you the precious distance you lost.
Yuck.
How do you know the answer to that?
Oh, don't worry. These are the questions I do know, just to make sure you wouldn't lie to me. And you would hate to lie to me, wouldn't you, Sammy?
Yeah, I absolutely would.
Good boy. Now, question 2. What is the name of Mirror Pool's leader? Don't worry, this one's open-ended.
Valen Castillo.
That feels like a right answer. He presses a button on the remote again, but this time the clown mouth doesn't go anywhere. It would seem it's already at the top. Good, good, good. Now,
You can do this.
let's see. Do we have one more question? Yes, we have got one more question. All right. What device is Cashel currently working on? This is another open-ended one.
A device to open rifts to the digital world?
From behind you, a slightly more snazzily dressed copy of Piedmon appears, holding a microphone. He says, "Ooh, that sounds pretty interesting. Could you tell us any more?" And then pushes the microphone into your face.
How did you... Okay. Yeah, like, Cashel's being weird and, like, he's being surprisingly smart. Because I didn't think he was, like, that smart, but apparently he's kind of actually really smart. So he's working on a device to try to help communicate between the real world and the digital world. Because, it ties into a lot of what we do. How do you know about Cashel?
Next question, he says, as the copy of himself dissipates.
But that wasn't the right answer.
Ooh, yeah, actually, if that is the... Well, hold on. Does Sammy know that it is the wrong answer?
Fair enough.
character.
To be completely honest.
Because as Sammy understands it, it seems to be the right answer.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he doesn't. He's just like, he's working on one of the digital
'Cause-
rift things. Which one? I don't know, but one of them.
Yeah, because Paimon doesn't know the answer to this question either, so
Oh,
he's not going to punish you for giving an answer that he doesn't know is wrong.
it's not an answer that Sammy knows is right, but it's not one that he knows is wrong. It's one of the possible answers.
All right. Well, that concludes the trivia portion of our game show. How you feeling, Sammy?
I want to go home.
Well, in that case, our first reward is going to be very, very, very good for you. Our first reward is assurance that if you be completely honest with me and play my game as specified, you may eventually go home and see your fucking family. But if you don't, well, we know what happens, he says, pointing to the ceiling again.
Eventually.
Eventually, but not until I'm satisfied. Speaking of, are you ready to play the very first minigame?
he like clears his throat and he stands a little straighter, trying very clearly still like tremble, like his hands are trembling, his feet are still trembling, but he kind of stands up a little more straight and he just goes, yes I am. You can do this, Amy. You can do this.
Wonderful, wonderful. This one is a game of skill and a game of memory. We're going to drop a device into your tube, and you are going to show us exactly how you use this device from beginning to end without fail. If you miss any step, I'll know. Trust me, I know this stuff.
Oh no.
Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
Then please raise your hands and retrieve your item.
He's gonna raise his hand.
From the giant mouth above you, a long, slimy, glistening, wet tongue emerges, wrapped around what appears to be a siege ender. Now,
He's
please, show us how to undo a rift from within the real world.
He's gonna reach for it to grab it with a very, very disgusted face. Place it on the ground. Okay, so imagine there's like a rift above this, because it has to go under the rift. And okay, what did David do? Okay, so it's here. I press the red button. Then I press the green button.
No.
Then I wait for everything to happen, and then I press the red button again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's simple, eh? Mirrorpool really knows how to make them.
Yeah.
Thank you much, he says, as the tongue lowers its way back down, and instead of waiting for you to put the device into it, the device wraps around your hands and takes the device from you,
Oh God. Ugh.
leaving your hands slick and sticky.
Ugh. I hate
Well,
this.
this is disappointing. I want to see what happens when he gets eaten.
I
Well, for
you
some
have an
reason,
idea.
Sammy is being very honest with this otherworldly threat, so he may not get eaten.
But he did it wrong.
I think I have an idea of what's happening here, but
Oh, I've got an
Hey,
idea too, but
Yep.
That's exactly what David did.
that is entirely what David did. I have a couple ideas of what's happening here.
All right. That ends the first minigame. How you feeling, Sammy?
You have like towels or something?
No.
He's gonna, with a little bit of like a grump, he's gonna like shake his hands at like the Piedmont to like, spread the slam onto him. And like splatter it onto him.
There's a glass. There's a tube.
Oh, fine, at the glass.
Now, Sammy, I think we've grown pretty close. Wouldn't you say?
He looks up at the giant mouth, then down at him. In a certain way, you could say so.
Wonderful. Well, I have only a few more questions for you, and I promise they're not going to be that hard. In fact, some of them are a mere matter of opinion. But let's get right into the next part of the game show after this word from our sponsors, Rencoin. And with that, an overlong 2.5-minute dance number for Rencoin plays on a screen above your head. All the while, the cameras are off you. Piedmon's eyes are not. He is now standing directly in front of the tube, his eyes glaring directly into yours.
He shrinks back a little bit from the Piedmon. Why do you know all of this?
God, is it not obvious by now, Sammy? I've been following you for quite some time. I'm really quite the fan.
Ooh.
Why?
Well, the reasoning's very simple, and since you've been honest with me, I believe I can be honest with you. But if you breathe a word of this to everyone, to anyone, all of you are going to get to play my little game, and the odds aren't going to be in your favor. Understand?
Uh-huh.
Good. You see, you have a talent that I wish to possess. That cute little form you're in, it may not be very powerful, but it's deceptive. It's a beautiful mask. It allows you to walk around in the human world unbothered by anyone. The police, the governments, other Digimon. Oh, how does one come to possess such a power, Sammy? How? You're going to tell me.
Is that just what you want? You just want to go to the human world?
No. I don't really wish to go to the human world. I think I've expressed that I could do that at any time. What I want to do is walk around as one of you, to find more people who will sit right there in your position and feed me more of this wonderful, wonderful feeling, he says as his hands begin to wander his body.
Hey. What feeling?
Absolute, undiluted terror.
So you're just doing all of this to scare me?
Maybe just scare you, but I've bigger ambitions, my friend, and you are going to help them come to fruition. Oh, would you look at that? The Rencoin ad's over. Sorry, Sammy. Next round of questions.
No. Okay. Next round.
Oh, we've got another fan art that I missed.
Okay. I really hope it has something to do with wet hands. Oh, Rencoin! Cute!
Oh my god!
Aww.
Come
Cute.
on! No! Do not be smiling! Do not be smiling
so
about
cute.
this! No!
Without like the circle and the Ren coin there, it would just be a cute picture of Ren.
Somebody copy pasted the Ren PNG, put a circle around it, boom, Ren coin.
This was done by Aiddo.
Yep.
Thank you, I
Beautiful,
know.
Aiddo. Beautiful.
We have to get in touch with Aiddo, see if he wouldn't allow me to 3D print that and put it on my desk. Anyway. Piedmon takes his microphone back into his hand and says, "Welcome, welcome one and all back to the game show Count My Teeth. Now, you may have noticed, Sammy, that there's not been a lot of teeth counting in this game show called Count My Teeth, but no more. We have a real, genuine set of chompers for you to count, and if you guess wrong, well, you know what happens," he says, glancing up. "Are you ready to play?"
Are you sure? Because I'm like not that good at math, and I'm sure I'm gonna be a little slow at counting. If I have a calculator, maybe I could do it.
You could count.
Yeah,
All right. He gestures to a photo of a shark, which has appeared seemingly out of thin air right to his side. He says, "Are you familiar with sharks, Sammy?"
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So,
Yeah.
sharks, over the course of their lives, they have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of teeth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Using the buttons before you, please indicate how many hundred teeth you think sharks have at any given time.
Which kind of shark?
Great white.
320,000 over the course of their life.
Wow. You're really, really smart.
I like sharks, okay? They're like very adorable. They're like puppies when you pet them. I've always wanted to pet a shark.
The funny thing is that we've had this conversation before with Gib Gab. Of all the things.
Yeah. No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
It's like,
in character.
I don't know how to count. If I had a calculator, I could do it. 320,000 over the course of their life.
Like, Padmon looks genuinely astonished that you got that right, looks directly to camera, then looks back to you.
So perfectly in character, though. It's amazing.
For the first time since he's here, he actually genuinely looks completely unbothered. He just looks like he's like ready to talk about things. He's ready to burst.
He wants to ramble.
Okay.
Do it. Let it
but-
out.
But I'm sure you can't tell me how many. What is the maximum number of rows rows of teeth that sharks can have?
Again, which kind of shark?
Great white.
That depends on specifically the type of great white, but I believe normally it's around 7.
Okay, I don't know the answer. What came up when I searched it was bull sharks can have up to 7, but some sharks can have up to 10 rows of teeth.
It's an
I'm not
average.
great. Okay, hold on. Great white shark. Number of rows. Between 5. Wait, hold on. Between 5 to 15. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the storyteller didn't know the answer, so Piedmont's not going to punish you for that.
You know what? He isn't gonna elaborate. He's gonna go, yeah, so like it depends, right? So the rows of teeth in the shark are kind of made for different things, as well as the shape of the teeth. So great whites normally tend to grow older, and as they grow older, they tend to grow more teeth, they tend to have more rows of teeth. So you get really a lot of variance on how many teeth specifically they have. Also depends on what area they inhabit, how much prey there is, their ability to grow, whether there are other predators. So it really depends on the type of great white. Bull
Okay,
sharks,
shut up.
Well, you wanted a show.
Okay, I bet you don't know this, smart guy. How many teeth does a basking shark have?
That's a great question. I'm gonna guess around 250.
Wow.
He doesn't actually know. Taking a guess.
You're actually way closer than you realize. It's 1500. I, however, Storyteller again was wrong. Storyteller was under the impression that basking sharks just had like one giant cage of teeth. I thought that was the case for them. But no, they actually have really tiny hooked teeth elsewhere.
Huh.
Learn something new every day.
Never really read about them. That's cool.
Anyways, unfortunately, 1050 was the wrong answer. He presses the red button. The face moves down a little bit.
Mm. You could ask me about a more common. Look, it's just that like the basking shark is too big to be cute. You know, it's more like a cool whale. So it's just, you know, really fault me for not knowing it.
You know what? The show's running a little long, so I think I'm just gonna up the ante a little bit. He presses the red button 3 more times, and now the clown head is mere inches from the top of your head. You can
Wait, that
feel the
wasn't the game.
wind. You can feel the wind off the moving teeth blades.
That wasn't the game. Hold up. Huh?
Oh, whoever said my game had to be fair, Sammy?
You.
It's no fun without any tension. Besides, if you get these questions right, you get to move on.
Okay. You got this.
Now, let's move along. When you met a good fine dragon Digimon named Cronin, he was part of a group of 3 people. Can you name the other 2?
He begins to like bite at one of his nails. Mentally, Sammy does not remember the name. He's just like,
To clarify, is it Sammy doesn't and the player doesn't? Or Sammy would, but the player doesn't?
I probably have it written somewhere in my notes, but I don't want to check.
Okay.
I know one of their names.
Crazy Lady and Dragon Guy.
I think you're forgetting someone.
Oh, he said the other two. Yeah, what? What?
The dragon guy he mentioned, the dragon guy, he's asking about the lady and the robed guy.
I forgot what the third one was. He not a dragon as well? I forgot.
The third one's the robed guy with the
wings.
Red mist.
That's right. Yeah, Crazy Lady, Dragon Guy, and Rope Guy. That's my answer. He like makes a little cringing face.
You know, I'm a comedian, so I feel uniquely qualified to tell you that that joke wasn't very funny, Sammy, he says before pressing the button and moving the clown's head a bit further down. You can escape it by crouching, but it's going to be harder to see your buttons.
That's what he's going to do.
Let's just move on. I understand that one of your friends had a bit of a disagreement with another member of Mirrorpool recently. Do I have that right?
I think so.
Oh, good. No question this time. I just want you to tell me everything you know about that confrontation and who all was involved.
Well, the other day we were getting a mission, right? And there's this person called Celestia Raban, and Cashel called her sir, and I don't think she really liked that, and she seemed really pissed off at Cashel over it.
No, not that one, you idiot. I'm talking about the one where someone walked away with a firearm.
Was there a disagreement? I thought it was just a misunderstanding.
You know, you're really starting to piss me off, Sammy, he says before pressing the button again.
Come on, please, I'm dying. I'm sorry.
You are now able to escape the teeth by sitting down if you wish.
Yes.
So, let's try this again.
Mhm.
There was a kerfuffle between Cashel and someone else. Someone walked away with a firearm as a result. I want to know who was involved, he says in a slightly more pissed off tone than before.
Jacob Davis, if that's what you want to know.
Hmm. That seems
Um,
right. What was his call
yeah.
sign, friend?
Um,
Oh my god.
y- you know, there's a lot of details that I keep kind of forgetting.
Oh no. I'm sympathetic to the missing details. I get it. I wouldn't ask you anything I don't already know the answer to. Maybe. But he hovers a finger over the button. This next bit's really important. Do you remember why that situation became what it was?
Um, I we were asking him about the whole thing with the three people that you asked me the name of, and um, he wanted us not to investigate it any further. And when we pressed him about it, he became really hostile and he didn't want to tell us anything. And he pointed the gun at us when we took it away. I noted that it had a little heart, so I think he just had a crush on one of them and he didn't want us looking into it because he was embarrassed about it.
He pauses for a moment, looks at the audience, looks at you, and moves his finger away from the button. Well, Sammy, you have given us a wonderful show and a wonderful performance. That said, we're getting kind of down to the wire here, so we're gonna let the jaws up and give you time for just one more question. Answer correctly, or rather, just answer, and you'll be free. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
He presses the green button on the remote, and the clown skull slowly raises back up, giving you room to stand in your tube once more.
He's gonna go ahead and stand up, but still remain a little hunched over just in case.
Now, this one's going to be a difficult question, Sammy. So I want you to think long and hard because your answer matters. It's going to have real effects. I need you to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? Good.
Yeah. Once more, he's like shaking on the hands and feet.
Now, the final question for this episode, the first and final episode of Count My Teeth. At once, all the lights go out. A monitor appears before you, showing 3 faces, and a 2-word question. Who dies? On the rightmost monitor, you see Estrella's face. On the leftmost monitor, Enoch's. And right in the middle, Valen Castillo. It is totally silent in the room now.
Um, he makes a momentary pause, raises a hand up to his mouth. He begins to like bite a little in a fingernail again. He takes a step forward and raises the hand to give an answer, then lowers it and backs away. And he turns around to turn his back to the 3 faces. Um, I don't know if I can answer that.
No answer returns.
He again turns around and steps towards his potential final answers. He looks at them and thinks, all of them have been people he's known. I I don't I can't answer this. Come on. Look, if there's anything I'm not gonna do, it's take someone's life like this. I'm not gonna just go ahead and make an answer like this. I It's not right, okay? This may have been a game all along to you, but I don't want to make the decision on someone's life like this, especially when they've been so kind to us.
If only Raban was on the list.
Only.
It's almost like there's a reason I didn't put her there.
Windmill slam. That answer.
Mm,
It's a difficult question, is it not? Says a voice from somewhere in the room.
yeah, it's not a question I want to answer.
In the faint glow of the monitor, you can see a short, slender woman approaching, carrying a harp in hand. Her skin is blue, her hair white, her ears long, pointed at the ends and cascading down like a fish's fins. Do not worry. I believe the demon is gone for now. It doesn't matter which of the answers you choose. I will keep you safe. I will keep them safe. But you have to press a button, or we can't move on.
Mm. You see him raise a hand, the hand still shaking. I, you know, I feel like this might be the wrong choice, but the other two have been kind to me, and I feel like this is the only answer I could give. And he presses valence.
The woman looks down at your choice, shrugs, and says, "You did what you needed to do. Now, let's go, before my hold on this place falters."
Who are you?
My name isn't important. Listen, all that you need to know is that I am with Cronin. I am with them.
Oh,
To give you any more information would be putting us all in danger. But know that we're watching. I'm watching. We don't consider you our enemies. And we think you have the opportunity to uncover the truth. So please, do your best. And don't blindly believe everything that Raban says. Can you promise me this?
um, yeah. Thank you. I'm ready to leave here.
All at once, the lights come back on. The blue woman has disappeared. And standing where he was before the lights cut out is the Piedmon. Sammy, that is correct. Now, I hope you've had fun, and I'm going to hold up my end of the deal now. You do get to see your milksop of a family, I guess, and whatever that is you call a crew. But one last question. On a scale of 1 to 10 Ren coins, how good would you rate your experience on our game show? Trick question. I don't care. He then snaps, and you're back in the elevator with your party.
Am I back where I was, or am I like somewhere else?
You're back where you were, including Cashel's grip on your ear.
So how much of that did we experience?
None of it, I assume.
If anyone is looking directly at Sammy, they would notice that faster than your eye could perceive, his hand, whichever hand you reached with, Sammy, went to your backpack and produced the multi-tool, and the other reached for the flashlight. Like, way faster than should be possible for a human being. But that's all you guys witnessed.
Does he actually have the multi-tool in his hand?
Yes.
He has the little blade on the multi-tool.
Oh.
He's ready to shank someone. Cashel?
Yes.
Will you please let go of my ear?
Are you going to be fighting us more?
No.
He says with a weapon in hand.
Why do you have a weapon?
When did he get that out? I was watching him the whole time, and it's like he just snapped to having it out.
Did we just experience some sort of time paradox thing?
Not really a paradox. I just got taken hostage by a giant clown.
A giant clown.
Yeah.
Was it like a normal clown?
No, I think we can talk about it in the room. Please let go of my ear.
I would like to remind Gabby of something.
Uh-huh.
The Pinemon made you promise not to talk about it, or bad things would happen.
No, he
About
said that
something.
he said he would bring everyone in there, so he's ready to tell everyone.
Ah!
He's gonna prove it!
Yes!
Prove it by dooming the entire party.
Dang.
Hope that 14 seconds of vindication is good before you get yourself killed.
Yes.
Cashel
Just dies screaming vindication.
Cashel will shrug and release Sammy's ear.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll
So,
tell you everything in a bit.
Sammy, I understand that a lot of people do have a fear of clowns. But it is important to realize that it is a phobia, probably brought on by your time in this elevator as part of one of your phobias.
He's gonna point the knife at Cashel, the hand trembling, and just go, I do not have a clown phobia.
Does Cashel even need to roll to disarm Sammy?
You can probably just slap it away.
I mean, storyteller says this is only PvP if the other player does not consent to this action.
Which is why I'm half asking Gib Gab here.
Yeah, no, no effort at all.
He's just going to quickly take the knife. I would recommend that you not point a knife at your ally. He's going to fold it back up and hand it back.
Are we just gonna ignore the fact that Sammy pulled the knife out and a flashlight out faster than we could physically perceive?
Obviously, something happened that distorted time for us.
Something weird happened. Yeah.
You really think so?
Well, look. I trust Sammy on this front. Sammy wouldn't be freaking out this bad if it wasn't something real.
Sammy has been freaking out this bad about the idea of getting on an elevator in the first place.
And if it's actually as bad as Sammy's been told us about, then maybe for good reason.
He just grabs like the little multi-tool bag, stuffs it in one of his pockets. He puts the pocket flashlight into the pocket, and he just stares vacantly forward. Okay, look, we'll talk about him later.
I have seen people able to draw their weapons very quickly. That does not surprise me.
Okay, first of all, do you think Sammy can do that? And second of all, that wasn't just very quickly. That was like snapping from being at ease or whatever to having it drawn in literally faster than is perceptible. Like, that wasn't reflexes or anything. That was more than that.
I have seen mothers lift cars off of children.
Jesus Christ.
I think at this point, Wyatt just like looks incredulously at Cashel, and then just kind of dismisses Cashel's opinion on this now.
Look, Cashel, it's fine. As soon as we get off the elevator, I think you'll understand. I just,
Also, I
happened?
don't really think the elevator is the best place to discuss this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we reached our floor yet?
Hey, come here, break. It's a long elevator. But yes, you have.
Cashel is just going to get out of the elevator and head down to the room.
He jumps out of the elevator, he kisses the ground.
Don't
Yeah,
be
Sammy,
so
that-
dramatic.
That is a little dramatic.
Okay, look. You guys wouldn't understand.
To the room.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, to the room.
Great. My mind just went. My mind went to the moon instead.
You did that to yourself. So Cashel's just going to open the door, hold it open, and gesture for everyone to go inside. I assume that our captive is still cowering in the corner from Estrella.
Not being allowed to sleep, apparently.
Not exactly. He is now suspended by one foot from a bit of black fiber cable, suspended from the ceiling fan. Again, by 1 foot, not anything else.
Is it on?
No. God, that would be hilarious, but no. He's just hanging out. As it seems Estrella has found a new way to ensure he won't be able to sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Oof.
Oh, you're back. Estrella says, turning to you all.
Yes, would you mind taking our captive there outside the room? We have something that we'd like to discuss that we don't really want him to hear.
Wyatt, like, makes contact with the Battlegamamon, like, just to judge what's going on from his perspective.
You know, sorry, I forget that's not her voice. You know, I've been thinking for a while that this one could use a shower. Come on, she says,
Good idea.
untethering the Digimon from the ground, which causes him to fall head first onto the floor. While he is still trying to recover from being dazed, Estrella grabs him by his other foot and drags him towards the bathroom.
Oh dear.
Oh my
All the
goodness.
while,
Don't,
he is shouting and clawing at the ground, begging for help.
don't drown him.
Cashel's
Well,
going
says-
to nod
She
his
says
thanks.
as she slams the door.
He's gonna nod his thanks, and once everybody's in the room, he'll close the door, fix Wyatt with a look. Now that we are somewhere that hopefully is not part of this creature's domain, seeing as how it has only appeared in elevators, now we can talk more freely about that.
Yeah, Sammy's gonna immediately run over to any appliance that's digital and start unplugging it. The TV, anything around, phone, just anything. Look at his own phone, turn it off.
Should we turn off our phones too then?
Yeah, just in case, just in case.
Wyatt does one better and pulls the battery out of his.
David does the same.
Good idea, battery out.
Hiro does the same thing.
I don't know about any of you, but phones nowadays, you can't take the battery out.
We all have old school phones, you know?
Yep.
Well, Cashel with
Yeah,
his smartphone is just gonna turn it off.
Actually,
Yeah,
really
everyone
won't.
around you just has a shit ass Nokia.
Actually,
Apparently.
I saw a really cool smartphone the other day. I really would have, like, if I didn't have already a good phone, I'd buy it. And it's just like you can actually pull the battery out. It's made to be fully repairable. And I'm like, yes, I want that. That's just the point.
David has one of those 90s cell phones.
Okay,
Okay.
first things first.
Okay.
In general, if you are in a hostile situation such as that, where someone does not want you to know information, it is better to pretend that you do not know anything.
I told him everything.
Because of course you did.
Cashel was looking at Wyatt when he was saying that, and you hear the stone grinding as his head turns to Sammy. What do you mean, everything?
Okay, look. It was a big, weird clown Digimon thing, and it threatened to kill me, and it looked very strong, and it just asked me a bunch of questions, and I told him everything he wanted to know.
What were the questions about?
He asked about who was the leader of Mirrorpool, what device are you working on, and he points at Cashel. He asked about what else did he ask about? He asked about the captives. He asked about the scuffle you had with Ribbon and with Jacob. And he asked me if I wanted to kill Inuk, Estrella, or Castillo. And also he asked me about sharks. I don't really remember the rest. I don't know. I don't know the rest of the questions. I already forgot them. I mean, I guess the only good thing is I couldn't really remember the name of the three guys, so I just called them the rope dude, the dragon guy, and the dance and the crazy lady. But he seemed to know, what's the dragon's name?
Cronin.
He seemed to
Cronin.
know his name because he mentioned him.
Okay.
Oh no.
He also knew about all of you.
We'll come back to you, Sammy. As I was saying, Wyatt, it is better to pretend that you know nothing, and then get to what is hopefully a safe location in order to discuss it.
Hmm.
That is what I was doing in the elevator.
I see.
And since I promised training later, generally, when you are trying to interrogate someone, you do not want to ask questions. You make incorrect statements and let them correct you.
Oh, it's like that old internet thing of if you want answers on the internet, don't ask what you want information on. Just say something incorrect, and someone will correct you way faster.
Precisely. People love to sound smart. They love to lord that over others. Sammy, what was the question? So you mentioned that he asked you about Valen, Estrella, and a Nook.
Mm-hmm.
What did he ask you with them?
I think it was who should die.
What was your choice? As he's inching closer to the bathroom.
Well, it doesn't really matter, I think, because there was an angel thing that like came up to us and said that she was with Cronin and the rest of the group, and she said that like she would make the answer not matter. But I don't know in hindsight if that was maybe a trick of the clown or if that was the actual thing. But I kind of believed her, so I maybe kind of said Valen.
Sammy.
Well, I felt bad for the other two because we'd been in missions with them, and Valen's safe in the giant like bunker thing.
Okay. And you said this was a clown thing. Did he give you a name?
He never said his name, right, Maddie?
He did not.
No. I tried asking, but he just said something about count my teeth. That's what he asked me about sharks, actually. He asked me how many teeth are in sharks, which is 300 on average for a great white, with 20,000 grown over the course of their lifetime. And now I
Sammy.
learn about 1,000.
Okay, great.
Sammy!
Sammy.
I think our vacation is over. I think we need to extract now and get back to base immediately.
There is like one thing that I think mattered though. That Digimon seemed to know a lot about us. He was aware of the feud you had with Jacob, and he knew exactly like that, he pointed a gun at us. So I'm pretty sure that the thing has been tracking us even within Maripol. But when the angel thing approached, it said it was with Cronin and the rest. That it was with them. It also said that
very
not our
importantly, they said they're not our enemies?
Mm-hmm. And that they're always watching, which is a little creepy.
Yeah.
But that told us to not believe anything Raban says. That
We're not
we...
just-
Well, I already planned to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just basically what I'm saying is I don't know where we're safe and I'm scared to even go back to HQ.
Right now, we do not have very many safe places. And I will definitely say I do not believe that Valen has any ill will towards us. Or anyone for that matter. So, I would prefer that we head back. If nothing else, at least if something attacks,
You're gonna have a hard time.
it will have a hard time with that facility.
Okay. But how do we get to the helicopter?
It's on.
It seems we will be taking the stairs.
Yeah.
I thought they were out of service.
We have Interpol badges. You really think that that a random staff member is going to stop us?
He looks at Cashel with a dead straight face. Yes.
I will handle them if they try to stop us.
Okay. I'll just be right behind you. I'm just gonna.
Cashel is
Sorry.
going to knock on the
Can-
bathroom door. Go ahead.
Can oh
Yeah, also,
Uh,
one really important thing. He said that if I told anyone else that they'd be brought in here with them, and that he made me promise not to tell anyone. But I thought I'd tell you because it's good for you to know. And since if I thought you weren't believing me, so I figured I'd maybe make you know the hard way. But now I'm kind of scared he might retribution on all of us.
In the future, if you are in someone's domain like that, you wait until we are out to spill everything. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, at least now you're
Can-
coming with me next time.
can Hyrule just give a small not a full-on hug, but one of those awkward hugs?
It's
So
probably gonna
Sammy-
be. I just imagine like sitting in the bed, like rocking back and forth a little. So it's probably gonna be awkward anyway.
So yeah, Hyrule will do just that.
What a busy day.
Yeah.
Cashel is knocking
Yeah.
on the bathroom door.
Oh my.
There's a bit of a pause before Estrella says, "Oh, are you ready for us?"
Yes, we need to go back to HQ now.
Oh, what? I thought you intended to stay.
Unfortunately, things have come up that we probably should not be discussing here anyways.
Understood. Come on, you. She says, and you hear the sudden, violent sloshing of water as he is probably forcefully removed from wherever he was. The door opens, and there is a soaking wet Betelgeuse shivering uncontrollably. Estrella has him by the collar and says, "You lead the way. And call Crane if you do not mind. I don't think I have my communicator on me."
Oh, did she not stay on the helipad?
No. There are other helicopters, you see.
Ah. Cashel is pulling out his phone, calling Crane.
Wyatt just looks
Alright.
at the Betelgeuse, like, feeling kind of sorry for them.
Oh, Hyrule's doing the same thing. Hyrule's definitely doing the same thing.
Like,
Yeah.
yeesh.
I don't know if Digimon even get tired or if they show like physical effects of tiredness.
Oh, yes, they
But
do.
if
Oh yeah, they do.
okay, good. In that case, yeah, this Betelgeuse is looking very worse for wear, like bags under the eyes, now suffering potential thermal shock. Like it's bad. She has been not nice to this Gamamon.
Sammy's gonna grab a pillow and he's actually gonna like stand up and he's just gonna like press the pillow to him to dry him off a little bit.
Let's get him
Wait,
cleaned up and maybe we can treat him a little bit better than that.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him. I now see what it's like to be on the receiving end.
You can treat him however you like, but as long as baby is in my care, he gets treated this way, especially after what he did to that poor Galgamon.
Oh, yes, and I was fine with this up to this point, but... Well, I guess it can continue a little bit longer.
Wyatt's giving like a concerned look between Estrella and Cashel, and then like looks at Aiddo like, "Oi."
Aiddo's not here.
Pyro. Apologies, my brain does weird things sometimes.
No, you're fine. You spelled Hyro the correct way, not like Hyro.
The the Gamamon does his best to towel himself off with the pillow. Obviously desperate just to regulate his temperature. But the entire time,
like wrap him in a blanket.
the entire time he's letting out these little breathy whimpers.
I think we might be going a bit too far of this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Take the blanket,
sorry, Aiddo.
wrap him up in it.
Yeah, Wyatt's doing that.
And Hyro's helping out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aiddo. I fear you may have forgotten what he intended to do to your friend, and why he intended to do it, even.
Yes.
But that seems to be normal only from in the other world.
Normal or not, that does not mean that he really deserves much mercy. After all, he was about to leave David to go spiraling into the digital world.
Feel the
This is also
backhand
true.
of justice.
Oh.
Yeah, and he got to taste my fist for it, so
I don't like.
What was that, Redeem? Oh, sorry.
Oh, it was a free pack.
I don't like that he was gonna do mean things to Aiddo, but also, maybe he can learn from a little bit of kindness to not be so mean to others. Even if just a little bit. You can continue to keep him awake all night.
mm,
If this is what the group wishes for, I suppose I yield. But know this, friend, she says, turning her head to the Gamamon. I'm never very far. And we can continue our little play session at any time. She then waves her hand and walks out of the room, leaving the Gamamon with you guys.
I think we will take him with the blanket. It will work as a disguise well
Feel
enough.
the backhand of justice.
yeah.
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 Like Wyatt's kind of scared of her now. Cause what the fuck?
Oh, and let's just go over to the helipad and wait for the pickup.
Yeah.
Is that what we want to do, gang?
Yeah, pack up
Yeah.
anything that's,
Yeah. I mean, we're all heading out, so.
pack up and leave.
Copiers.
I guess we'll have
Feel
another
the backhand
helicopter
of justice.
night. Must be the longest one to England.
Finally, Sammy stares.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah.
He gives the elevator a little bit one of those side glances of like, nah, stairs.
None of us can use elevators now, I guess.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You guys are able to wander on up to the helipad, where it takes a few minutes, but Crane does arrive. Estrella is first on, helping everyone in turn onto their bus.
Mm-hmm.
We get onto the usual spots, I assume.
Well, if you guys have usual spots, then sure.
Mm.
And Crane sets about her usual business, grabbing a snack from the cooler she's brought with her and passing one to everyone who wants it.
Snacks are good. Snacks are very
Yeah.
good. Sammy's gonna take 2 of them.
Indeed.
Sammy's gonna stress eat.
Yes.
Wyatt's probably gonna stress eat.
Hyro is slowly going to eat it.
I
Just
think
go ahead.
Wyatt.
Go on, Wyatt.
Go red.
No, I said go ahead.
Oh, okay. Wyatt, I think, is gonna offer one to the Battle Gamamon. Try to, like, subtly. Trying not to catch Estrella or Cashel's attention.
Roll stealth.
Oh man, I should have done that then.
Subterfuge, I assume.
Or
Yep.
yeah, subterfuge. Sorry. I did D&D for 5 years. I can't get out of old habits. Also, if you wish to contest, okay, yeah. Cashel wishes to contest. All right.
no.
Let me-
Good luck.
I'll need it.
Can I use teamwork then?
If you want to.
Yeah.
How
Go ahead and
much
take
teamwork-
one.
Okay.
Take one die.
You lost.
No.
I take it NPCs don't have access to like soul boost or
They do.
stuff like that.
Enemies do as well.
Lamau.
You know what? I'm gonna willpower that.
Is willpower the one that reduces difficulty?
No, willpower's the one that lets me re-roll the whole thing.
Oh man, you have 4 6s. You could just lower the difficulty by 1 and then re-roll the 1.
Ooh, that's true. Wait, it doesn't.
Is it bigger?
Vigor, right? And then soul the 1.
I think so.
I think that's right.
Okay,
Yeah, you
so
could do that.
I'll re-roll the 1.
Nice.
Wow!
One.
Wow!
Oh, we know which dice Ren gave you.
Whoa!
Is that what gave you?
I'm just saying. Ren assisted you.
Well, if I vigor, that's even, which means you beat it.
Cashel is just watching you, and he's going to make sure you know that he's aware. And he's going to nod and turn back to looking ahead.
Oh my god, all that for nothing.
And Estrella is much too busy scrolling her social feeds, responding to fan comments to notice.
You know, since Estrella's kinda like more free and busy now, so I actually want to ask her a question.
Would you like to draw her attention to what's going on?
No, just the same.
Okay, so before that happens, yes, you were able to feed the Gamamon a little bit. He looks at you almost with a bit of contempt at first, Wyatt, but his eyes kind of soften as it dawns on him that this is the first bit of kindness. Well, the first bit of like actual soft-hearted kindness that anyone showed him so far, and in time he takes a little bit from you, and then a little more, as much as you're willing to offer.
Yeah. I mean, White's trying not to be super obvious by going to get a bunch, right? But
Yeah.
Cashel is going to pass back his snack that he had.
Aww. Anyways, Sammy, you wanted to have words with Estrella.
Yeah. He's just gonna like motion it over to her and give her a little poke on the arm. Hey,
What do you need, recruit?
Question. Would you be able to identify a Digimon by description?
A good portion of them, but I do not claim to know everyone.
Would you know, like, a really tall Digimon dressed like
Yggdrasil.
um
Wait, what? What? Wait,
That was fast.
Oh
one
my
that's
God,
dressed
Aiddo.
like a clown
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
has like
Uh-oh.
some sorts. Oh no.
Can't wait. Wait. Hold on. I can't see it. I've got a small screen.
Oh no.
That killed Red, apparently.
Can we I'm sorry to ask now that so much of it has gone by, but can I start a collection of fan art for this campaign?
It all gets
Like
posted.
can I get a dedicated Well, yes, I know it all gets posted, but is there a way we can organize it so that I can reach all of it in one place super quickly?
Uh,
I mean, I'll gladly backtrack for the stuff that's already come in, but like for new stuff, could we designate a spot?
I mean, everything goes
I mean,
into fan art.
I get that, Zim. What I'm asking, and I'm not even asking for it to be exclusive to this new place. I'm just
He wants a quick reference folder.
I want a place where it can be gathered. Yeah, that would work, Garu. That's perfect. Although I think making it a thread makes it so that future entries don't appear the same way.
I mean, you could just make a thread in like the Agents of Reflection channel and just like post them all there and keep posting them there.
Yeah, that works. Would that be okay, Zim?
Sure.
Okay. I'll go back for the stuff that's already been posted, but in future when we get stuff, would you mind putting it there?
I mean, I usually let the artist post into the fan art channel, so...
Zim, I feel like we're not communicating effectively.
Oh.
Anyways.
You can discuss it later. Merl?
She interrupted you and said Yggdrasil when you said of tall Digimon.
Right. Does that look like a clown?
Oh, no.
It's just like tall clown, two-legged, and has some swords on the back and a lot of frills, and really creepy.
That does sound familiar. Did it have a flair for the theatric?
Yes.
I see. Then you are talking to... You're speaking of a what we call mega level Digimon. Piedmon, I believe it's called.
Huh. What does mega level mean?
How do I put this simply? Quite powerful in comparison to you.
Like, you know, you turn into the big scary thing like that powerful?
More.
Yes.
So, like, you could fight it and win, hypothetically.
No, not exactly. Well, she mulls it over a bit and says, I would not want to fight it without the help of other agents, but I suppose it is theoretically possible.
So,
Excuse me while I become Russian.
if we fought it, we'd be, and he like drags a finger across his neck.
If all of you had a very good strategy, I imagine it could work, but I wouldn't recommend this course of action.
And what would happen if, just theoretically, one of them took a really big interest in you and said that it was gonna kill you?
Well, if you have no evolution available to you, then I suppose you must be prepared to die.
Thank you. Sammy's
Of
gonna
course, Sammy. It's
step
always a
away.
pleasure speaking to you.
Yeah. Gonna thank you. He's gonna step away. He's gonna walk over to Cashel, and he's gonna tap Cashel.
Was Cashel able to hear that?
Not likely over the
Okay.
hum of the propellers. But I take it Sammy's about to convey all of that to you.
Sammy looks very pale as he tells you what she just said.
Ah. Understood.
Can I turn in my resignation?
Unfortunately, I am not the one that can take that.
Can I hand you my will?
I can take that.
Okay, that's good. I'll prepare to write one. I'll just
Though at this point, I will likely be on the pyre next to you.
I mean, maybe it'll be you first.
That's kind of rude.
What are we gonna do about this? Okay. Maybe it's worth focusing, okay? Maybe it's important to think, right? It said it had greater ambitions. It said it wanted the power to, I guess, take a human form, and it was very curious as to how we obtained the Digimon forms. And it said it was feeding off of fear. And it said it wanted the power to walk among the human world and impede it. So, like, maybe it's planning something, and maybe we just need to keep an eye out for it. But what's the worst it could do? Aside from killing us.
Who are you speaking to?
A little bit to himself, a little bit to Cashel.
Okay.
And maybe I just need some sleep.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. He's just gonna like walk back over to his seat and try to like get like 2 or 3 seats in a row to lay down on.
I apologize, but I missed that because I was setting up the threads for all of the games and such.
Oh.
That is a lot of extra channels on the Discord, though.
Oh god.
I didn't mean to put that much work on you, Zim.
It's what you were asking for. If I'm doing it for one, I need to do it for all of them.
This is fair.
Yeah, basically, just to like quickly repeat it, Sammy's half doomer pilling and half being like, okay, basically the thing said it had greater ambitions, that it fed off of fear, and that it wanted the power to either turn into a human or to walk amongst the human world, and impeded that it was very curious as to how we obtained our Digimon form, and that it had greater ambitions. And Sammy's just like, yeah, but, you know, maybe we'll do something about that, or maybe we're just doomed.
Cashel is going to reach up and pull Sammy down into the seat next to him. Pat his head. Then the first thing you should do is not show fear.
But I'm terrified.
So am I. Can you tell?
No, but I'm pretty sure it could. It could, like, taste fear or something. It seemed to really like it in a very weird way. In a really disgusting motion.
Whatever it may attempt to do, we will find a way to overcome it.
Okay. Okay.
Deep
At least I won't
breaths.
die alone.
You're gonna be here with me. We'll get through it as a team.
If he, like, pauses and then looks down. And then he looks looks at Cashel again. And then he tilts his head. And then he opens his beak and closes it.
Beak?
Beak?
Or his mouth. I was looking at Sammy's picture in Fantasy Grounds. He opens his mouth and closes it. Then opens it again. Do you think Merl would let us take a vacation someday? Because I just had the thought that I'd really like to swim with Bhaskar sharks.
I have the feeling that no. Especially not after this. By the way, I do realize it is our normal time to end, but the next game has been delayed by a half hour. So we do have another half hour if people are able to go.
I am cool with this.
Cool beans.
I'm good.
Alright, we're not ending yet. I'm sure with all the different places that we may wind up going, you'll be able to have that opportunity.
True. Let's take an ocean mission next. That'll be far from elevators.
Unless it's on an oil rig and we have to take the elevator down to the bottom of the ocean.
You come up with these ideas to put elevators everywhere, where they don't need to be. And I'm just saying, there doesn't need to be elevators anywhere, Like, what if we take a diving bell? Or what if, we just drown on the way?
What is a diving bell but an elevator?
Not digital.
Oh no, I assure you, they have a lot of electronics in them.
No, I'm talking about the ones that, like, the old school, like the literal, like, bell made of metal, and you just, like, are halfway in it and you just get lowered down.
If you would like to trust your life to one of those, I suppose you may.
Better than an elevator. He's staring at you with a dead straight face.
Cashel
Don't
is
teach
looking
my
at you
hamster
with a
to
small
suck eggs.
smirk.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
Demon
Why, demon? Why?
redeeming an ethereal influence.
What kind?
Let's see it.
I'm gonna need to message Geemond on this one.
Oh. Is that a not quite?
Probably not quite enough, depends on what exactly he wants to with this.
Okay.
I have a feeling like Gaiman was behind the sessions one, so I. But yeah, I think that'll be all Sammy will say to Cashel for now. We can proceed.
So, who is choosing to sleep on this trip back?
Mm,
I think Wyatt's
Wow.
gonna have trouble sleeping anyway.
David is staying up.
Cashel's going to sleep. If anything, military life, you take a nap where you can get it.
Hyro will try to stay up, but knowing him, he's gonna doze off.
I mean, maybe traumatized for life, but he has no problem sleeping.
Yeah, Wyatt's gonna probably stay up and frequently look at his watch and or the battle game I'm on.
All right. Those of us who are staying awake. Do me a favor and make a perception check.
Is Hyro still awake, or has he fallen asleep at this point?
Remind me the exact timeline, when precisely you're going to sleep.
Like, Hyro will try to stay up, so about maybe 3 to 4 hours later, he probably goes off.
Okay. Then you'd probably be asleep by this point.
Okay.
Oh, willpower that.
Oof, nice. True combo.
3 is better than the 0 that I had before.
True.
All right. We got a 1 and a 3.
I
Oh,
also got
nope,
a
sorry. 2 3s.
Sorry, I missed that a little bit. I was talking with Geemond, and I did send the influence to you.
Thank you.
But what is Cashel, what are we rolling?
Cashel's asleep, so
Okay.
Yeah, if Cashel's going to sleep, then nothing. At some point during the flight, David and Wyatt independently would notice that Estrella has gotten out of her seat and moved forward to what amounts to the co-pilot seat in this Airbus. She's put on the little headset and is keeping the microphone close to her mouth as she speaks. Something about the movement, the sudden change in positioning, and the deliberation in keeping the mic so close strikes you as odd. How do you respond?
Is it possible to listen in on what she's saying?
For sure, but not without getting closer. You might risk her seeing you do this.
Hmm.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Do you have stealth or subterfuge?
Yes, I have 2 dots in subterfuge.
Ooh.
So, yeah, David will attempt to get closer
Uh,
to see if he
Alright.
can drop some
Yeah.
eaves.
take a subterfuge as an assist, as like Wyatt notices you do this and is like keeping an eye out for you to give advance warning if she's like turning or looking around or something.
Okay.
Take an additional die.
A 6 dice then with the additional die for me.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh?
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey!
Let's see if I can soul that one. I guess not. Okay.
Ren started rooting for you. You knew this was going to happen.
6.
Come
So
on,
that's
you can't blame
5.
everything on me! You can't
Yes, we
blame
can.
everything. No! Come on, please!
So thanks a lot, Rin, for making it to where I have 5 instead of 6. Could have even been 7, but oh well.
Alright. She seems pretty attuned to the conversation she's having with Crane at the moment, so you easily manage to sneak up on them and hear bits and pieces of the conversation. While you're not able to make out the exact wording of everything, they appear to be talking about some informal social gathering that's going to be happening in the barracks, and Estrella has it in her head that she wants to invite you guys. The conversation wanders for a bit before they begin talking about some mission they had that took them to East Germany. And then the conversation wanders a bit more before finally settling on the state of affairs with Raban, quote unquote, at the head. What you're able to overhear gives you the impression that Crane has a strong opinion against Raban in general, and that Estrella has a lukewarm opinion in favor of Raban.
Okay.
After a while, though, the conversation kind of peters out, and they just sit in the cockpit together.
So David will go back to his seat at that point and relay all of this to Wyatt.
Interesting.
So at least sort of know where Crane and Estrella seem to fall within alignment with Raban.
Feels like Mirrorpool's gonna like implode on itself a little.
More than
Like
likely.
if opinions are mixed enough, things might get weird for the agency as a whole.
No doubt. I guess we'll just have to, only time will tell. But we need to keep our wits about us for sure.
You know, it's only been less than a week we've worked here. It's
We joined at an interesting time, it seems.
apparently. Yeah. Well, I plan to make use of the resources we have available to us while they're still available to us.
Right.
Hmm. Wyatt will lean back in his seat. You probably still won't be sleeping much, if at all, but, as a new thing to ponder on the list.
David will continue to stay awake and, wander his gaze between the party and the Gamamon, keeping an eye on them, making sure they're
Behaving.
all right.
I doubt they'd misbehave with Estrella right there.
No, I don't mean like that. Like, okay, as in
Uh,
not, not still reaming from her treatment of him.
yeah.
Would you like to roll insight? See how he's doing right now?
Sure.
And I'm going to assume while this is all happening, everybody else is still asleep.
Yeah, and anyone who was and hasn't been woken up.
True combo.
Just one.
His eyes look pretty vacant. For whatever reason, he hasn't fallen asleep yet and just keeps staring in the direction of Estrella. Whatever punishment he's already faced has clearly done a number on him.
He's got the 1,000-yard stare.
Well, she was she was saying you don't sleep unless I allow you to, with Hyro and Sammy there. So he
David will go to Estrella and see if she'll give him permission to sleep.
All right. So, I imagine you're just walking up to the cockpit, nudging Estrella.
Yes.
She leans her head back and says, "Hello, recruit. What do you need?"
Can you give the Gamamon permission to sleep, please? He doesn't seem to want to unless you say it's okay.
She shrugs and says, "What do I care? He's in your possession now. I told you. I will only treat him how I like when you leave him with me."
He won't unless you have instilled some sort of fear into him. He's got a 1,000-yard stare. So would you please tell him that he can sleep?
Fine. I can be cruel, but I am not evil. She stands out of the cockpit and says, "Be right back, darling," while patting Crane on the shoulder. She'll turn and head back into the belly of the beast.
Well, I'd say Wyatt's
approaching.
probably sitting near the Battle Gamamon, considering you gave him food.
Oh yeah. And as Estrella approaches, the Gamamon even leans in your direction a bit. Hoping that
I'll
you would
protect
protect him from But Estrella just smiles and says, "Listen, you can rest if you wish to. So long as you are in their care, you are safe from me. Okay? Please, relax. They are not here to hurt you." And then she walks back up to the cockpit. The
As
Gamamon
she
looks.
passes David, David will say thank you and bow.
The Gamamon will look to. Will look to Wyatt as if asking for permission.
I will nod. Rest. You look terrible.
And then to David.
Yes, go ahead.
Gamamon nods, does his best to use the still mostly wet pillow, and curl up in the seat.
Oh.
Astoria broke this guy. Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm getting attached to this Digimon. Oh no.
God, I feel like she breaks people more effectively than Zim. This is terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah, but Zim does it in a pleasant way. She just like ruined your life.
In a couple hours, that's impressive.
Yeah, I was about to say in a matter of hours too.
I have not attempted to break somebody in the way that she does on stream yet.
Oh dear.
Oh
Break them
no.
so hard they'll spill all their secrets.
I love it. Yet.
Oh
I will just
I mean,
say
when you're
that
ready-
I'm looking forward to seeing you at TFF there, Ren.
no. Oh no. Please no.
I will not protect you.
Please protect me.
No.
Chat
So
for Red.
innocent.
There's a chat for Red.
Oh
Anyways, yeah, he does his best to go to sleep. Having a bit of trouble either because of his own anxieties or because of the very wet pillow, but eventually he does seem to be resting. If the fact that his body is relaxing and spreading out a bit is any indication. And soon, you guys are back at headquarters. It's very, very early in the morning when you arrive, and Estrella will step back into the belly of the vehicle, waking everyone in turn. Gently. And then she approaches the Gamamon and is winding up her left arm, like visibly.
I think White's gonna, like, if she does swing, White's gonna try to grab her arm.
Wait. David's gonna intervene and be like, he's still in our custody. Please do not strike him.
"Oh, I wasn't going to strike him," she says, stopping the winding of her arm, and instead leaning down and giving him a very gentle shake on the shoulder. "Come on, friend. You can sleep more when you're inside." And then gets out of the Airbus and hurries away from Wyatt and David.
That wasn't like an angry thing. That was an oh god. Wait.
Whoa.
Let's not do that. Okay.
Also, I'm glad to see Aiddo understands the progression,
Yes.
the character arc.
Yeah.
Can we call him Courage?
If you want.
No. No.
He's now the puppy.
Alright, everyone. I believe that we need to go deal with some things rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah.
Crane,
Need to
thank you
turn
very
it
much
loose,
for
huh?
your assistance again.
Hey, Cashel.
Yes.
Oh, this isn't her speaking. This is the storyteller.
Oh,
Do you have the device you're working on your person?
the Rift one?
Yes.
Yes, he would have that with him.
Oh no.
Do you also have a capture device on your person, or at least the beginnings of?
I don't think he would have actually started working on that yet, just because he didn't have parts.
Gotcha. Do you have the prototype?
I would say he probably has a few designs on his phone that he's been working on.
But like the prototype that Jacob gave you?
Oh, yes, that. Yeah.
Okay. Then I get to clear up a couple of things at once. As you're stepping off the helicopter, a very excitable white blur darts towards the Airbus. It's none other than everyone's favorite mascot, Platypuppy, who has clearly gotten into Shu, what the fuck was his name?
Shin Young.
Shin Young, thank you. Shin Young's supply of sugar, if the bag it is dragging behind it is any indication. However, its eyes, Cashel, are dead set on you as it leaps up, barking and nipping at your hips. One of these leaps sends its body crashing full force into your... I don't know what you were carrying the thing in.
Probably a duffel bag.
Into your duffel bag. And I don't imagine you were walking around with it just open, so suspend your disbelief for a moment when I say the sheer force of this puppy hitting that bag rips the zipper downwards, sending the prototype flying out. When it lands on the ground, it lets out a loud chirp, and then in a bright blue flash, it opens a small pocket just above it, sucking the platypuppy in.
Blink, blink.
And then all is quiet.
Hyro was blinking as well.
Did the rift go away right after, or?
Oh yes. It sucked the platypuppy in and then just dissipated.
He's going to go and collect the device. This time, making sure to disconnect any battery.
Wait, so
With the
Platypuppy?
platypuppy in it? Or
No,
what
this
is
is
going
this is the rift opening device, not the capture.
Oh no, that's not the device I was talking about. The capture was the one he knocked out of your bag.
Oh, I thought it was not. I thought the rest
But-
of the Digimon world.
Up, hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Commander Krim raided my stream with 5 viewers.
Commander Krim, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome in. You guys have come in near the end of our Agents of Reflection Scar campaign. It's one of our Digimon tabletop RPGs campaigns that we have on the channel. Though we're going to be switching over to another Digimon tabletop RPG, so hope you all enjoy Data Anomaly Hunters here in a few minutes. And I hope you had a fantastic stream. Thanks for sharing your community with me.
It's a Digimon day.
Double the Digimon, double the fun.
Yep.
Okay, so I am very confused here because Cashel had not started the capture device yet.
I'm aware, but you did say you had the prototype that Jacob gave you, yes?
The prototype that Jacob gave him was for opening a rift.
Oops.
I thought you were given both like the rift opening and the capture, no?
No, they didn't have a capture one. It was just the opening of a rift one. Cape Cap,
All
please
right.
don't munch on Mike.
No, sorry.
Now, how do I close this?
Storyteller rewind.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to do that here.
No, it's all right.
Oh god. Now how am I gonna complete both Platypuppy Saves the Day and the Digimon capture device? Shame.
I mean, can always go do
Ooh.
that later when Cashel actually gets to work on it.
No, I have a better idea. We're gonna go with what just happened. The rift opening device did in fact suck the Platypuppy in. And as you pick up the device, you are greeted with a smiley little LED face, and then as you press different buttons on the face of the device, assuming you would do that, you find one name, P.Puppy.
Ah!
Mon. P.Puppy Mon, sorry.
It seems this device does more than what I was expecting. Interesting. I will have to study it. But that is a thing for another time.
I guess we have a report to make.
He's gonna leave the Platypuppy in there for now.
And good thing, too, because a very pissed off looking Shin Young comes storming out of the headquarters, trying to scoop up handfuls of the sugar and bring it back to the kitchen.
Buddy, no.
All the while still apparently looking for Platypuppy.
Well,
Michelle's gonna
guess we-
whistle innocently and just, move towards the stairs to go down.
Yep.
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 No Platypuppy here.
We sandwiched the battle Gamamon, right? Someone
Oh, well.
behind him. So
How are we on the side of him?
you're making sure he doesn't run off.
Yep.
Oh,
Opening
yeah.
kinda protecting him as well, to be honest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I forgot about your bloody massive security risk as well.
Yeah. We're gonna be in trouble.
So, as you guys are headed towards the entrance, many people are looking in your direction, not the least of which several armed guards who look a little trepidatious about you walking in the direction of HQ with an unfamiliar Digimon.
Yeah.
As one of them moves to make your acquaintance, we'll end session.
What are we gonna do for that?
Well, we have a little over a week to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you everybody for joining us today for Agents of Reflection Scar. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They're on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to help out the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, coming by and hanging out, commissioning one of the artists that I manage for. Their information is at zgf.art, or by going and checking out our SCAR system, which is available on our Discord as well as on itch.io. And of course, do not forget to go check out my friends that also stream, such as Mario Rasu, who was the storyteller for this session. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Are we? Oh.